All right, we come back with the idea of human development today in the CEP with an initial post that I have on social media about a one partnership forum talking about mental ability, um, non-cognitive ability, what we can talk further in this study so far in psychology fields. And the idea of greed, and I just give people some extent idea about that. But what is greed? Who invented that, and how that work? And is that really something we should consider, or it's just a hype? Um, and then the author, the post, asking me myself to provide some further understanding about that because of course it's not my major field of study. I'm not a psychiatrist or philosophy psychologist, but the idea of greed is pretty interesting. Um, that really make my curiosity about knowledge raising up, and I think that's important. And it actually really generate with the idea of human development. So today we're going to be talking about greed, and I put two question mark on that because after I go through some study and controversy and limitation of this study so far, I don't think it's a pretty well constructed idea. So in the science and in even the field study itself. Even author, we can see further in her website, she confirmed that. Uh, but and it's but it opened another door for us to deeper understand about the psychology of success and psychology of the human development and how non-cognitive trait. So the cognitive trait like IQ, which is we well measure and we can use IQ pretty good succeed in academic and couple fields. And the non-cognitive side of that, which is a lot of the different resilience and brave and empathy, is emotional intelligence, whatever we're talking about, is non-cognitive ability. How is it related to succeed and achievement? We're still working on it, but we have some idea, and that worth to know that a lot of educate educators, right, educational leaders and researchers really strongly believe in this field, but so far you're not that on the hype anymore. That's why I put question mark. We'll go through some general idea of that in the author itself, some controversy, some studies, some way to measurement as usual, and then we go through the limitation and controversy and criticize this study. Majority about the scientific field that like the measurement is not clear, the data is not coefficients, and it's just a different name of the same game. It's just one. It's just pretty close and highly correlated with one of the big five trade in psychology, that they call consciousness. And why we need to name the same of the old thing we've been studying for hundreds of years as a new name when it's basically the same thing, right? Consciousness of people who use cognitive abilities. And then I do find a course for that. Actually, a couple courses online in Coursera, but I don't think it's worked because after I filled out the study of greed is not really clear. I don't think the learning objective of that it could be benefit something. And as some of the criticized voice said out of this, why we need to name the old things at a new name when they already know that working hard and don't quit, right? Preservation and resilience, self-control, going to leading to succeed. Why we need this new name of that, right? All right, let's go on it. Let's see how it's going. So the beginning of greed, we see this video, right? This is the author, Angela Duckworth, and the TED Talk video is one of the, I think what she naming on that, it's one of the most viewed TED Talk video so far in this channel. Channel, I think another one is something from Simon Sinek, I think so. But as I say, a lot of views doesn't mean that it's the best thing on earth. So it was the hype and attraction of the population in 2006, 2007 when it started release, and the book released after that. But after testing out, well, it not really appear that much in the science field anymore. All right, let me introduce her from her website. So she basically teaching at UPenn, University of Pennsylvania, co-director a couple initiatives and podcasts, character labs. Yeah, something interesting, right? Founding a nonprofit, dedicating a scientific insight, have children thrive, basically a nonprofit educational organization provides scientific base of knowledge to help children education. She undergraduate degree, advanced study, biology, and then she go with Master of Neuroscience in Oxford, and a PhD in psychology, right, in UPenn, and now she's teaching in UPenn as a psychiatrist. Okay, TED Talk, one of the top view, her book, Green Power. Yeah, of course, we have the vibe now today, right? And actually, I did have the link of the of her website here, which I believe is the most clear idea that we can understand about. Okay, here's our website, right? AngelaDuckworth.com, Angela. Here's the link, the lab, the name of that idea. And actually, in this website, we'll see a lot of different information that we need to. Okay, we'll see here. Here's the book, right? Angela Duckworth, 2000, I remember 2007. The time of that thing. Okay, summary review. All right, so people, not a talent, right? Secret outstanding achievement is not about talent, but it's about the blend of passion and persistence. So we call grit. So now we know the idea of grit. Basically, it's a blend of passion and persistence. But we can go deeper when we read her study in 2007, where that's everything start. Okay. Yeah, passion, perseverance. Let's see what the goal, right? So you want to be passionate and perseverance for a singularly most important goal, right? So that does mean you need a goal and you focus on that. You passion so much on that, and you achieve it. Persistence with it. So every time we fail, bow back to achieve it. So that is the idea of greed. In general speaking, the study. Right, some words to get. All right, the book. But we're not here to talk about a book. The book is not the thing I really care. Here's the thing. FAQ, that is something she explained by herself. Some 14 different terms, the question that we need to understand the idea of greed from the author, not from me, right? You see the greed, the passion, and perseverance for long-term goals. So what is three things? Passion, perseverance, and long-term goal, right? So greed is a talent. So, and she, in her study, she was talking, what is the talent, right? Greed is a love. Greed is how intensely, right? You want something. Greed is about having what some researcher can ultimate concern, right? Call an ultimate concern, a goal. Right? You care so much and it organizes, meaning almost everything you do. So everything you do will serve for your goal, ultimate goal. If someone is on my mentorship program already know why they need a goal, is a part of that, right? The psychology of goal is always something fascinating. Okay. And greed is a whole steadfast to that goal. Even when you fall down and when you screw up, when you progress with that goal is a whole or slow. Talent and luck matters to succeed, but talent and luck are not guarantee greed. In the very long run, I think greed may matter at least as much as, if not more. So she want to live up the idea of greed, which is a combination of passion and perseverance for the long-term goal, with equally with talent and luck. And talent now highly predicted. Some feel is IQ and intellectual ability, cognitive ability, and I mean creative ability. If you in art, aesthetic side. And luck, of course, is something is a probability. We cannot decide. Luck is something to happen. Some people believe that luck is just preparation, meet opportunity. Does not disagree, but I'm not totally 100% agree with that. But definitely, talent is luck. Talent plus luck definitely go to some way to succeed. And now she wanted to add one more thing, one more ingredient in that old secret of succeed people. That is greed, which is persistent resilience, and characteristic what it is. But she just make a new name for this thing now. Okay, that's something important. Organic grid scale. So she developed a scale. I created a grid scale. That so I can study grid as a scientist. Why? Because you cannot study what you cannot measure. Yeah, this is the core idea of science. If you cannot test any idea, any hypothesis throughout scientific method, which is measurement, it's not science. It could be pseudoscience. It could be mysticism. It could be religion, whatever, right? Even religion under the eyes of science become teleology, right? Okay, and this is the questionnaire is useful, and we can see the questionnaire later in this website and in the research too, if we have time. Okay, so the list of questionnaire, and it's a form of self-reflection, right? For example, some of the most effective coaches and teacher I know give this questionnaire to player and student in order to prompt the conversation about their evolving passion and preservation. So it's a prompt conversation involving passion and perseverance, right? Perseverance. But right, I hence the point out psychological measure including grid scale have limitation. Yeah, that's something every site have limitation. And you can fake a high grid score without much effort because you want to know the answer after this. Pretty short. This website public, everybody can know the answer to become the highly grid people now. So we have reference bias. It's a limitation of questionnaire, right? Because this is the chosen of score come from people hold different standard by which they judge behavior. So your score not only reflect your greedy, but also standard to which you hold yourself, right? You rate yourself. I think I'm a greed guy, highly greed guy. Every time I fail, I come back to work. I come back with 2 times effort. But that is what I just answered the questionnaire, so I can have the high greed score. It's a real life. When I fail, I fail. I lay it there. I don't do anything. So I'm not dishonest with myself. I'm lying to myself. But in the questionnaire and this grid score, you cannot see it. That's the problem of the psychology test in general. When you know the answer and you have strong belief in the answer, what they call, when you have a strong of your own standard of yourself, you answer the question differently, and which is leading to the wrong result. That's why, and she do have article to talk about the measurement and how the measurement is not right. But that is one of the problems this study about greed is, yeah, cannot say it wrong, but you cannot prove it's right. Okay, so it make to the grid scale improve it for many other users, including employee, selecting employee, admitting student to college, golfing the performance teacher, comparing school or country together. Here is the problem. As there been a time after this book will be public, and of course that chat video get hacked, 33 million something. Teacher everywhere tried and school leader something, some business owner try to use the greed to measure, to hiring people. Like before you get into the interview, you do some tests, characteristic tests, right? Which is a lot of different issue. We're not concerned talking about this today. But for example, now they replace that characteristic test. They replace the IQ test to the greed test, which is greed skill. Because now they believe that people with higher greed point get change to be more succeed because they just believe on the speech and that looks so much. But how the West Point best student be, right? How the best athlete become? They have the high greed. So I need people with high greed. Test people who have high greed, I hire them. Same thing with college. Best student performance with high greed. Guest student with high greed. I don't need GPA, ACT, SAT anymore. I need a greed score, right? I'll just give them something like scholarship, right? I need high greed. I don't need the IQ. I need greed, right? Of course, the measurement performance teacher and compare school other. But here the author after they have deeper study and they have a lot of criticize. She acknowledge that the greed scale it cannot apply for any kind of test and measurement. It's just a self-reflection, and you got to be honest with yourself to have a good self-reflection. That's it. Cannot use it to measure anything for anyone. That's it. that fairly the honest application of it. That's why it cannot apply for a lot of empirical practice now today. Okay, if I'm greedy about one thing, I will be greedy about another thing, another necessity. Yeah, the greedy, in my view, is to have passion and perseverance about something in your life, which is your long-term goal. And you gotta select a goal, right? The specific goal is not everybody have the same goal. We have different goal, and we have a passion different, and we have to have few sort of passion, and we have a variance of hundreds goal, and each of us have different variant connection with passion and goal, and we have few part of the idea that we have with perseverance, right? For example, I'm more have passion of knowledge, social science. I'm not passionate in formal science. Don't ask me to do math. Don't ask me to do chemistry. Don't ask me to do physics. I'm not interested in that, right? Even I have passion and knowledge, but my knowledge goal is niche, is smaller, right? And perseverance, just when I fail to study on psychology, I come back to learn deeper. I take a break today, come back tomorrow, spend more time to read and study about that. But I cannot do the same thing with formal science. Cannot do the same thing with math. Cannot do the same thing with geometry, right? Cannot do the same thing with geography. That's who I am. So my greed in social science is different from my greed in formal science. That's right. That's something should make clear here, because we all have limited time and energy, right? Focus on one thing, we focus less on other, which realistically, yeah, greedy mean pursue something with consistency of interest and effort. All right, who is not pursue anything or lack of commitment is a lack of greed. That's it. So yeah, greed is like commitment with specific thing. When does greed matter the most, right? Is she try to greed predicts the achieving goals. But she would point out that greed is more relevant to some goals than others. Because we know that a goal study, which is part of my dissertation, there are multiple type of goals. See, not only one type of goal you can measure. Some philosophical goals you cannot measure. Some social goals you cannot measure. Psychological goals you cannot measure. Personal goals you cannot measure. There's a lot of different goals. It's depending on the horizon and the worldview of yourself. And of course, short-term goal, mid-term goal, long-term goal, ultimate goal, multiple goal up here. So in particular, great predict achievement in really challenging and personally meaningful contexts, right? Graduating from high school or college rather than dropping out, one example, right? What does this mean? It means that goal be defined differently by different individual. Yeah. And we just define the same because we have the same idea sociologically. Like the market said that you need to have bachelor degree to be well educated. So everybody go to get bachelor degree. But after the hype, after realizing the inconsistency, the value of bachelor degree, people start feel like, all right, bachelor degree is not your achievement goal or education. You gotta have graduate degree, which is master, doctorate, or you just don't have a degree and do something, making more money and all of that. That is also this achievement of knowledge. Because now knowledge is not in the school. School itself, knowledge, which is can make money, is the real value of knowledge, right? So you have two types of working. One, you have something higher than a bachelor degree, and two, you have something make more money than people with bachelor degree can have. Which both of that is proof is the new achievement goal of high educated people, for example, with this. So that's why goal will change. Even sometimes in society, try to group people in the same goal because that is basically the idea is sociology. The group is just a different individual who focus on the same goal, sharing the same idea. So we need to grouping people by the same goal. But then people break out because we have different goals. We all involved in different field, a different direction. That's why. That's why goals always change. You never know the goal of people, and you just might know it right now, but next year it's going to change, or even next month it's going to change. You never know. That's how human psychology and human study is so hard to predict. Okay. So do that taxes before April 15th, self-control, whatever it is. The article talk about greed and self-control, right? Explaining a superordinate goals, okay. Article, the basic, a couple article her will see about later. So she just want to go through the test score outside classroom. So basically she can answer it. She's just greed is just a way we try to understand try to predict the succeed or to predict the achievement of human being. But it works with some people in some case with some achievement, but it doesn't work with everybody. That's basically the idea. And it cannot have effective prediction like the IQ and other cognitive indicator. Is greed the same as self-control or conscientiousness? Yeah, this is the key question. Greed is related to other characteristics of self-control or conscientiousness. Some demonstrating high self-control and high conscientiousness, also high score in greed. But are they similar? Actually measure the same underlying personality trait? Here's an idea. Psychology of personality is something very complicated. And you can never get out of big five in personality psychology, which is conscientiousness, one of those. I found that greed predict achievement challenging goal even when these the characteristics are held constant. Right, greed is a more reliable predictor of making it through the first tough summer West Point with the literary training than either self-control conscientiousness. Right, in the West Point they do test about the self-control or conscientiousness indicator of yourself, but she's trying to claim that greed is more than that, right? Yeah, different than that, but scientifically it's no. Can you be too greedy, right? I don't have any data suggests the drawback being extremely greedy, right? At the very top of the greed scale, which is something you cannot do testing anybody, find individuals who are tremendously successful and satisfied with their lives. All right. Yeah, I don't think she really knows what she's talking about here. For me, in my very highest level goal, use psychology design to help kids thrive. Right? But my mission statement, I can't think anything that would make me give up on this. Okay, so she have a high greed on that. Okay, talking a little bit about goal, short-term goal, serving higher level goal. Okay, are women greedier than men, or are men greedier than women? Some sample found that women score slightly higher in good scale. Grid scale than men. It's not always the case. Data is not solid enough, so they basically she don't know. But they do run a couple of tests about the gender different in this grid measurement, and they find out that that gender differences either is a variable that this grid scale cannot cover. And of course, cultural happen too. You're gonna see that she kind of Asian American, so the cultural she served in her generation. She's around 50 now, so her gender, her cultural, subcultural, her family, and her subcultural as an immigrant family, and her other subcultural in her living side definitely make impact to the way how she developed her greed too, and she know that. The message of greed imply that poverty and inequality doesn't matter. Okay, you're talking about story basically confront, sit down close with a sociologist, and sociologist angry with her because she expressed that greed is not really important in compared with poverty and inequality. I happen to think that poverty and inequality matter a heck a lot more than greed. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't want to involve in this freaking argument of sociologists and psychologists in that freaking the same field. People just, scientists is dumb. Become scientists doesn't make you be the smartest people in the room, believe me. Yeah, she believed in the greed at a young age, and she just tried to answer greed is understand by greed is the way we find out a way to get a kid will succeed. But of course, we need to fight with poverty and inequality. We doesn't change anything. Yeah. I don't understand what you mean by talent, right? Talent, is she talking about that people use the term talent differently with her? Yeah, so a lot of people mean that talent is a sum of personal capability including their current skill, right? When she's talking about talent, her definition of talent, specifically the rate at which person improve in skill, right? So she said if you are really talented basketball player, you improve very quickly when compared to less talented player with equivalent practice ability, right? So she have a different definition of talent with us, or with the group of people she know. That's what I mean. Well, as I told you, in science and social science and humanistic study, definition is everything, basically. If we cannot agree with definition, we cannot agree with other people's idea. Because a definition is a way you construct your idea. So she don't agree with the definition of talent of others. That's why she don't agree with the idea of that. Her definition of talent is ability to get better in the skill. But with me, definition of talent, right, is someone who have a both, who during that specific time, phenomenology, have a higher skill or achievement in that field, right? In that skill than average individual, the talent, right? I might be top 20% upper class, right? 10% plus a genius, right? Or maybe 1% genius, 10% talent. I don't know. I'm not really thinking about that as a measurement way. It's just a term, and I don't even use the term talent that much. The majority of the time I use the word talent is for creativity side, like artists, musicians. Yeah. Then I use it in other field like Warren Buffett, a trader, a businessman, economist, also, psychiatrist. I don't say that. If I say someone is, if you was ask me that Angela Duckworth is a talent author, book author, I say yes, it's your bestseller, right? In that one of the highest ranking book rating in the world. Is it the best? Is she a talent psychologist? I don't know, because I don't compare her with other people in her field. But I'm not in that field. I don't know. But if she compared with Daniel Kahneman, who just passed away recently, it's a huge loss to mankind. Win Nobel Prize about his study about decision making psychology. He also a psychologist too. You compare with him, Angela Duckworth is not talent. Yes, that's it. Or if she a talent, he a genius. Basically, that does work. So that is it's a hard to definition of this field, but definition basically is everything, because philosophy is based on language, right? The way you language is the way you define your worldview. There's nothing different with that. Okay, is really more important than honesty and kindness. What you say that honesty and kindness is more important to her, but she hopefully agreed is at least equal to that. No, nothing higher, but it's also important. Yeah, I don't know. It's agreed like everything else, genes. So write a book about how to go green. So you talk about nature versus nurture. Nature is in the gene. You was born smart, good for you. You was born luckily to survive until your smartness come get some outcomes, good for you. Nurture is education, basically, and man-made. Nurture might be as well the way parenting and by education and the way you socialization is a nurture. Okay, greed can be improved, right? Of course, it is. But she said greed can grow, but believe me, in a study, she cannot go deeper than that. Isn't it more important to be happy than successful? Well, this is a dumb question too. That is a question of value, not science. Yeah, of course. Question of value, what is a question of value? Philosophy. That's why I call value philosophy, or philosophy of value, or ethics philosophy, right? Science cannot measure that stuff. Okay. I don't know who throw this thing, but of course, happy is more important. The child agreed that parenting, parent agreed in school, where she become, she is psychologist, and she classroom teacher. She like teaching, calling for applying greed in education, work on so much on education, but a lot of education leaders try to apply her study on the field, but believe me, it's not that work. It's not work. All right, that's pretty some idea of greed. Now we understand what's greed. Right? It's combination of you had a passion and perseverance toward the long-term goals at your choice. And even you failure, you slow down, even you lack of motivation, you still focus on that back to work because you have the strong mixture of passion and resilience and preservation, whatever the term it is for your long-term goal, because that is the most important thing for you until you get it, right? And second thing, you know that the grid skill she provided here, which is going to see after this, it's nothing but for self-reflection. You cannot use anything else for that. You can go back and people, I have really high grid. Nobody cares that you can do it for second time of the test. They have the answer already. Just take it one time and you can take the high score ever easily after the second time you do the test. Because it's so simple 5-skill like a model. You're gonna see after this. And then yeah, the rest of this thing is nothing really matter for me. Okay.